Welcome to another pandemic report. Yes. And we're on lockdown. Wasn't Christmas fun? Yeah, so essentially what we thought was going to happen happened. Now, we didn't have too much in our area with regards to contamination within schools and daycares, but that's because our rates were a little bit lower around here. That being said, in areas where rates were higher, transmission through schools and daycares obviously ramped up. So, where did we sit last time? We were like, okay, restaurants, yeah, that wasn't too good. So now we got schools, that's starting to pick up some pieces. But oddly enough, major outbreaks are happening because of get-togethers. Yeah, so apparently there were a bunch of, in certain parts of the province, and I'm not speaking about Canada as a whole because every province is different, every area is different, but we're in Southern Ontario, so this is pretty much in Ontario where most of the outbreak and stuff is happening, mostly out of Toronto, but definitely the GTA as a whole, which we are a part of. We're further out, so a little bit of the trickle over here, but as you get closer and closer to the center of Toronto, that's where most of the stuff is happening. It's not all of it though. But yes, get-togethers, people having parties, people, having whatevers, and not abiding by even the simplest of safety precautions. So essentially, whatever it is, it's a birthday party or a wedding or a funeral even or something like that. And instead of keeping things small and intimate, they decide to go all out, and you get major reports of, and this is just from people who are actually getting tested, and the tracing that they're doing with it. So, you're getting 40 people at a time, 100 people at a time, whatever. It depends on how many people are at the gathering and such like that. So when you start getting that, it compounds, right? You start getting exponential growth, and I had a feeling they were going to do this anyways, but they, announced a lockdown for essentially Christmas time. Now, because a good portion of businesses, the ones where most people are working from home anyways, tend to take like a good couple weeks off during Christmas. The schools are shut down for a couple of weeks during Christmas. This is a perfect time for the government to say, you know what, we're just going to lock it all down, and you can go with it there, hopefully to try and bring that contamination down. Well, the problem is it's Christmas, right? So kids get an extended break, kind of. So the kids are supposed to essentially be Christmas break, and then I think they're supposed to have like a week of depending on your school board, but I think pretty much from the what came down from the government was elementary schools are supposed to have an additional week where they're supposed to stay at home and have home learning, and high school kids are essentially supposed to go to like the end of the month of January with home learning. I think that's what came down from the Ontario government. Meanwhile, everybody else is in lockdown for Christmas and such, so that means no getting together with family. Or they figure, you know what, we know everybody's going to get together with family anyways. Hopefully this is why the additional week, because, the 14-day period, hopefully if you get it at Christmas, hopefully you got 14 days until you see signs. The problem is not everybody sees signs. Not everybody sees signs at the same rate. Not everybody who does see signs does anything about it. So yeah, rates are going up still. And yeah, so when it came to Christmas, normally we would do Christmas here, and then go to my mom's place and do Christmas there with my brother, sister, and brother-in-law and their kids. And then Boxing Day, we go to my dad's family's, one of the brothers or sisters, one of my aunts or uncles from my dad's side of the family, and do extended Christmas. Well, we knew that wasn't happening. That just wasn't going to happen. So, what kind of sucked is we weren't going to be able to have Christmas with my mom. And it's not because of any regulations from the government. It's more because of my mom's in that top threshold, right? My mom's in that group of people where if they get it, yeah, things don't look good for them. So, with numbers going up, my mom, made the decision, it's just not, it's not safe. It's, I can't risk it. And you know what? I don't blame her. As much as I wanted to go there for Christmas, as much as I wanted to do Christmas, as much as I wanted to do all that, at the same time, I can't risk it, right? Like, that's my mom. So that kind of sucked. But we managed to, we got together with my sister and brother-in-law and their kids and stuff like that. And my mom did come over and drop off presents and food, and we had a little, at the door type thing, little Christmas get together, and she got to see James, and such like that. And then, because we didn't have her presents wrapped, we went back over there the same day we went to see my sister and brother-in-law, and did the same type of thing at her place in her door so she could open up the presents. But yeah, it sucks. But yeah, the vaccine is coming. It's already started roll out here, so it's getting to, right now I think it's health practitioners are getting it. So nurses, doctors, and that ilk are currently getting it. Then it's going to roll out, I think, to the most vulnerable. So hopefully, 2021 will bring about some sense of stability that way. But fingers crossed. But I figured, you know what? Maybe we need to listen to some music to get our minds off of these things. So I've put together a pretty large list in comparison to my other videos of channels on YouTube you may want to check out. I got a few variety of things here in terms of music and different styles and such. But yeah, I'll put links to all of them down in below to check out the channels and whether you want it or not. But yeah, I've had enjoyment checking out these particular bands and groups and such, so maybe you will too. First up, we are going with, you saw it, they gave you chocolate. We're going with Babymetal. Yes, went with some heavy metal music. Babymetal kind of broke out there. The little cutesy girls from Japan doing heavy metal. I actually went to see them when they came to Canada, and I will tell you, their music rocks, man. Like, if you like heavy metal, I brought a friend who wasn't really into heavy metal before, or wasn't really into Babymetal before. He was into heavy metal, which is why I brought him. And after coming out of that, he was just like, you know what? I'm a fan. That was awesome. So I'll put a link to Babymetal. You've probably already know about them with the Gimme Chocolate. But yeah, I figured Japan metal, let's put it out there. There's other ones out there from Japan and such. I don't dislike them. I just don't like them quite as much as Babymetal. More for the songs. Though Babymetal's first album is their best. Second album, it's not that great. And of course, then there's other history and stuff involved for the rest of it, but that's not for this video. Second up, we're going to, I guess we'll say, China with The Who. Yes, I'm sticking with kind of a heavy metal vibe. They have managed to come across to North America by coming together with essentially the lead singer of Papa Roach, Jacoby, to do a song called Wolf Totem. But I knew about them before then. So, and that song's getting major airplay here on our hard rock heavy metal stations. So kudos to The Who. If you don't know about The Who, they do a lot of like throat singing, Mongolian throat singing, use some traditional Chinese stringed instruments and stuff, all the while doing like really, really good metal. So, and you know, they do other stuff. I think there may even be a cooking, Who's in the Kitchen, is something they do on their channel where they cook dishes and show you how to make them and stuff, because you know they got to eat, and they're big fellas, so they eat quite a bit. So yeah, they do things, and they're funny. They are funny. So I will link to the Who's channel down below. Next up, we're gonna go into what I would call country, with the Dead South. The Dead South are a young bunch of fellas who are doing what I would call traditional type country music, but it sounds new. It sounds really, really good. You may have seen, I think their big song that most people have heard of is In Hell I'll Be in Good Company. But they have a lot of stuff, and they've been around for quite a while. I first saw them a few years back online with that particular song, and since then they've released many you know, other music videos and such like that. But I definitely I really suggest giving them a look-see. It may not be your thing. Again, everybody has different tastes, right? But I think it's these guys kind of they take country music, and I mean, I don't like all of their songs, but I like a good portion of them. And I'm not really a big country music fan, but I know good music when I hear it, right? And these guys are making good music. So I will link to them down below. Another one that I've come across, I think basically from watching the Dead South videos, is I think they're from Russia. We're going to Russia now, and it's a band called Otava Yo. Otavayo space Y-O. Now these I would call folk. I would call them folk music, Russian folk music. And I don't know, I don't know, I don't follow a lot of Russian folk or even Russian music in general, or I will say my world music knowledge is only like this, right? Like, I don't have a vast knowledge of world music. Thankfully, things like YouTube and the such have, you know, the internet in general allow for us to bring that, you know, and ingest world music like we've never had before. So yeah, I came across these guys at some point, and I really, really enjoy them. They're kind of fun. They're kind of kooky at times, but at the same time, they're I don't know. It's kind of they always have a smile on their face type music. It's just, it's pleasant. It's folky, but then again, of course, it's I'm pretty sure it's Russian. So I'm gonna link to their channel. There's lots on there. You know, all sorts of different types of video. Yeah, it's Russian. Yeah, they're Russian folk band. So give them a listen to a few of them. I guess maybe try and find the videos that are the most popular. Maybe that's the best way to, you know, kind of go with any of these particular suggestions that I'm giving you. Second last, we're gonna go with Cybertronic Spree. Yes, Cybertronic Spree, the band, the local band, essentially, of people who dress up as Transformers and play Transformers music. I saw them at their first concert, or first big concert, and I've been following them ever since. I think they're just super awesome. And they just, I think it was 3 years ago, did Cybertronic Warrior, which was, I think, their first original video that they did for themselves. Though I think they've done some other ones, but that was the first major one that they put online. And they've even had the luxury of getting Weird Al in their videos, because, you know, he did Dare to Be Stupid for the Transformers movie, so yeah. But yeah, they do a lot, you know, they do covers, a lot of stuff. They don't have a lot on their channel, but it's just fun watching, and you can see the progression of the costumes and such from their early videos to what they are now. Just the addition of more and more Transformers into their group and such. I think when I first saw them, Hot Rod, RC and maybe Rumble were the only three that had full costumes. I don't think the Quintesson was even really there. I think he was, but he was only partially there. He wasn't in all the songs, and I don't think his costume was complete. And who else was there? Oh yeah, oh my god, why can I not remember the dude? The big Planet Eater guy. Why can I not remember his name? I don't know, but he was just the upper portion. He didn't have the bottom portion of his costume done yet. But now they're all full costumes. They got Shockwaves and Bumblebee and all sorts of other robots show up from time to time. I think Soundwave has been in there. Yeah. So that's definitely somebody I think you should check out, just for the fun of it. And finally, I'm going to clue you into something, and I'm only going to give you one channel, but there are a lot of channels on YouTube now that stream 24/7, almost like radio stations. And I'm going to link to a channel called Krelez, Krelez, because he has two channels that he's running 24/7. One is random chiptune radio, so it plays chiptunes all the time, and this is how I came across this 24/7 streaming music on YouTube thing a long time ago, because I was looking for chiptune music just to listen to, and I found this, and I was like, this is perfect. I can just put it in the background, and great. He also has a vaporwave radio station, so vapor funk station. So similar but not the same, obviously different style music, but two channels that he runs 24/7. They just play. So I'm going to link to his channel, because I'm not going to link to I could link to, maybe I will link to both of the stations, whatever. Either way, there's a bunch of music you can listen to. Check it out. I think you'll get some enjoyment from some of them, if not all of them. And I may do this again for other genres. I didn't do any electronic type things or pop. I probably would never do pop, because pop is, it's easy to find. I didn't do any rap or hip hop stuff, which I could have, but yeah. I think this video's gone on long enough. So comment down below. Let me know, are there any YouTube music channels that you think people should check out, or I should check out? Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Till next video, stay safe. Have a good one.